And that's going to do it for another NASCAR season. Kyle Larson gets his first career NASCAR Cup Series championship and only his 7th full-time season in the Cup Series. And we had a lot of drama all throughout the day, a lot of battles between the 4 top championship 4 contenders. And it was a really good race and a really good way to end out the Gen 6 era. The era as we head into a new era with the next gen car in 2022. But before that, let's discuss about this race. We have a lot to talk about after our final race of 2021. Hey guys, NASCAR Mobile 48 back again, and we're back to another episode of NRR, and today is the final NRR episode of Season 2. There will be a Season 3 next year, so wait for that. Check that out, guys. Should be pretty exciting. But yes, also we are going to be reviewing the 2021 Championship Finale 500. I forgot the name of this race. I don't think there was actually like a sponsor title for this race, which is really weird. I mean, we had the Ford EcoBoost 400 for Homestead for years, but now we don't even have one for this one. It just says NASCAR Cup Series Championship. So yeah, but anyway, Kyle Larson gets his first career championship. Truex had him in the last couple laps, just could not get the job done. Hamlin was making a gain, but that last caution definitely hurt him. And Chase Elliott was running really well, just couldn't get the job done. Just other drivers were better than him. But we're gonna have to discuss more with these drivers as we review our top 10 finishers. We're gonna rate the race. Then we're gonna be talking about more about Kyle Larson. Also talk about the ending of like just like things that are going to be changing after today's race. Well, changing starting now technically, and then we're also going to be looking at drivers that a good and bad race, and then after that we're going to close it out, because I think that's it for NRR for this season in 2021. So let's go ahead and dive on into this episode. Kyle Larson wins the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series Championship for the first time in his young career. And guys, I'm telling you, don't worry. We're going to see more Kyle Larson in these Championship 4 races for years to come. But Larson gets the win. Also, congrats to Cliff Daniels, his first win as a crew chief, or his first championship as a crew chief in only his 3rd years. Well, actually, 2.5 years, because he came in for half of the 2019 season for Jimmy Johnson. But yeah, 16th career win for Kyle Larson, his 10th win of the season. Last time a driver won their 10th race of the season, they won the championship the same year. That was Jimmy Johnson back in 2007 when he got his 2nd title in a row, as Larson does the same. Back-to-back championships for Hendrick Motorsports, and Larson is the 5th different championship for Hendrick Motorsports. And also, here's something I didn't notice. Hendrick has won the last 5 races. If you think about it, they won at the Roval, and then they swept the round of 8, with Larson winning the first 2 races at Texas and Kansas, and then Alex Bowman getting it done at Martinsville. And then Kyle Larson wins today, wins the championship. So guys, that's happened before, where Hendrick Motorsports has swept the round of 8, winning all 3 races, and that hasn't happened since 2015, where Gordon won at Martinsville to punch his ticket to the Championship 4, Johnson won at Texas the next week, and then the week after, Dale Jr. won that rain-shortened race at Phoenix. So that's actually pretty cool, history repeating itself. And also, something else that's really cool, Johnson won the first race in a Gen 6 car, Larson wins the last race in a Gen 6 car. Johnson won the first championship in a Gen 6 car, and Larson wins the last championship in a Gen 6 car. So pretty cool to hear of comparisons of Larson and Gordon and Larson and Johnson mostly. But overall, Larson had a really good race. Him and Elliott were going at it early in the race. Larson was kind of struggling a bit, and they did pit, and then they lost a lot of spots, but because he was running like last of the Championship 4, I believe, towards the end of stage 1. But then he was starting to make his way back up through the field, like him and Elliott gained on pit road in stage 1, and then he just took the lead off pit road. I mean, his pit crew was on fire. He took the lead. Him and Elliott were going at it again, and then eventually Larson did win stage 2, and then Elliott was catching Larson, Hamlin was catching Larson, but then Larson was able to hang on, and he took the lead from pit road again, and that is what ultimately gave Kyle Larson the championship. So congrats to Kyle Larson winning his first championship. So and also 10 races this season. That is amazing. So Larson is now the top dog at Hendrick Motorsports, but still very cool for Kyle Larson, Hendrick Motorsports, Jeff Gordon, and just everyone part of that race team for getting the championship. Finishing second was MTJ Martrix Jr. Martrix Jr. sucks for him. He was having a really good day. Early in the race, he passed Kyle Larson, and he was moving up through the field. He passed Elliott, and then he took the lead early in stage 1 and ultimately won the first stage. And then later in stage 2, he was battling Elliott. He took the lead once again, and then he was just having a pretty decent day overall. He didn't win stage 2. I believe he was last in the championship for in stage 2, but later in the race, in the final stage, Truex was scored as the race leader once that caution came out with Anthony Alfredo. He was very lucky right there, so good thing for Martrix Jr. to slip by that. And then Truex on the restart got passed by Larson. He just could not get to Kyle Larson when Larson took the lead from pit road, and Truex, he was basically struggling on pit stops all day long. So Truex was there, just his pit crew wasn't there today. He moved up to second overall and just could not. He was catching Larson, but then started to fade back. It was Hamlin who was the fastest. So sucks for Martrix Jr. because he did say early in the race that this could be the last time he could ever chase for a championship, because a lot of things are changing after this season. So he's ultimately right about them. But hey, I think we might see Martrix Jr. in the championship for definitely in the next couple years. But sucks for MTJ. Looks like they're going to have to wait until next year, I guess, to go after championship number 2. Finishing in third was Denny Hamlin. Sucks for Denny Hamlin, now 0-4 when trying to chase a championship in the championship 4. Hamlin, he was able to get by Larson in the first stage because he was actually starting to catch the leaders, just could not get the stage 1. I believe he finished like second or third. And then in the second stage, him and Truex lost spots off of pit road, and Hamlin was still trying to make his way through the field. And then I believe in the final stage, he was able to get by Kyle Larson, and then that's when we had that caution come out during green flag pit stops. And then Hamlin, he got the lead off of pit road, but then Truex, once he was scored as the race leader, he was catching him, but then caution came out. And Hamlin did not need that, because if it would have went green all the way, he most definitely would have taken the lead from Truex. It could have won the championship. But caution came out, and Larson had a fast pit stop. Hamlin did not, and ultimately gets third. And he could have hunted down Kyle Larson. He just ran out of time, ran out of room. So sucks for Denny Hamlin, the 11, being 0-4 in the championship 4. But hey, got to try again next year. It was a great rebound, technically, for Denny Hamlin, because they've been very consistent this season. They lost the regular season championship, but they did win 2 races in the postseason. All in all, just to not win the championship. So, sucks for Denny Hamlin. Maybe we'll see what happens next year, but currently, they're definitely a top team that is still lurking for championship, and I promise you guys, their day will come eventually. Finishing in fourth was Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney, the highest finishing non-championship 4 driver in this race. Actually had a really good race. He was running really strong in the first stage. Him and Harvick were going at it. Those two were definitely the best drivers all day. So really good run for Ryan Blaney in the 12 team. Just getting a nice solid 4th place finish. And I definitely think that's a really cool way to end the season, as we all know Ryan Blaney's crew chief Todd Gordon retiring after this season. So that does suck for Ryan Blaney. I'm not sure if they confirmed who his new crew chief would be. I think it was like I think they said something about DiBenedetto's old crew chief, but I think I'd have to fact check that. Oh yes, I forgot. They said Jonathan Hassler, who was Matt DiBenedetto's old crew chief, he would be crew chiefing for Ryan Blaney in 2022. So I guess that's cool. So we'll see what Blaney and Hassler can do, but Todd Gordon will be missed. We'll see what he can do, or what Todd Gordon will do as he's retired. But Blaney able to get a nice solid top 5 finish and stuff. That's a great way to end it up for Todd Gordon, as this is actually Blaney's first top 5 finish since Las Vegas in the playoffs. So good for Ryan Blaney and the 12 team to just get a nice solid finish for Todd Gordon, as this was his last race as a crew chief. And rounding out the top 5 and 5th was Chase Elliott, final championship 4 contender. Him and Larson were going at it pretty early in this race, and Elliott made some gains on pit road at the start of stage 2, and then the championship 4 was running run 2, 3, 4. and then he was battling Martrix Jr. Ultimately, Truex took the lead away from Elliott, and then Elliott, like I said, he gained on pit road. Him and Kyle Larson did, and Elliott took the lead back. And then a couple cautions later, Larson took the lead and was able. And then they were battling again, and ultimately Larson won stage 2. And then finally during the final race, Elliott was catching Larson. He took the lead away from him, and then after that, Elliott made contact with the wall, and basically it was just Truex, Hamlin, and Larson going at it. Elliott kind of fell out of the picture and stuff, so sucks for Chase Elliott to go out like that, trying to go for back-to-back championships, trying to get his second one, but he couldn't. But at least his teammate did, so that's really cool. So it does suck for Chase Elliott. He had a good season. It wasn't as good as his season last year. We had 5 wins. This year only had 2, and he has not won since Road America, so it does suck for Chase Elliott in the 9 team, but like I said, they're definitely good contenders to make the championship for year to year. So we'll see what they can do next year as the 9 team. May just have to wait till next year to go after their second championship title. Finishing 6th was Erik Amarola. Surprisingly, Amarola and Cole Custer, they were having a nice run today. So that was really cool to see. It's really cool to see Amarola have some nice, decent finishes towards the end of the season after having a terrible start to the 2021 season. But also, another fun fact, Amarola, he got 6th last week at Martinsville. He gets 6th place today. That's 2 back-to-back top 10 finishes. This is the first time this year Amarola has had back-to-back top 10 finishes. He's never had back-to-back top 10 finishes this season, which is not that good, but it was cool to end on a high note for that 10 team. So hopefully they come back next season with the next-gen car stronger than ever and hopefully have a better season, because Amarola, he may be down sometimes, just down all season, but he was not out of it as he still made the playoffs and stuff. So we'll just see if Amarola can bounce back from this year and do good next year. After missing the championship 4 last week, Kyle Busch comes home 7th today. I think that's a really decent finish for Kyle Busch in the 18 team, 2 top 10 finishes in a row. So it wasn't the year, I guess, for Kyle Busch and stuff, but we'll see what he can do next year and stuff, because I feel like he could definitely be a really good contender for the championship, but we'll just have to see how it goes. But a decent finish, I'd have to say, for the 18 team and Kyle Busch. As first year for Ben Bayshore, really good season. We just got to see if they could do better next season with the next gen car. Finishing 8th was Kevin Harvick. Not the season for Kevin Harvick overall. 0 wins this season. Not good stats for him overall. So it does suck for Kevin Harvick overall. 0 wins, only 10 top 5s. And one more thing, 10.8. While last season, shutting down after this season, last race for them in Quinn like 7.3. Tragically, they did not have a good race. They wrecked out of the race pretty early, and they finished 37th in their final race. So looks like Harvick just have to bounce back and stuff and see what he can do next year with the new next gen car. So sucks to see that team go away, and he was running really well today, because Phoenix is his best track. Has any future plans in NASCAR overall? At Phoenix overall, just couldn't get it done. In fact, he kind of fell off a bit after stage 1 and just couldn't get back up there. So 8th place finish, the top 10's decent finish for the 4 team. So we'll see what they can do next year. Finishing in 9th was Christopher Bell. A decent race overall for Christopher Bell. Wasn't really relevant today because, of course, the main focus was on the Championship 4. But Bell had a nice, decent race. Phoenix it's a pretty decent track for him, I'd have to say, because I believe he finished... Wait, actually... Yeah, he finished 9th here earlier this year and finishes 9th today, so that's pretty weird. So definitely a track Bell can definitely contend for a win next year, hopefully in the next gen car, but definitely Phoenix is a really good track for him. So cool for him to get top 10 finishes in both Phoenix races this year. So good season overall for Bell, got his first career win, made the playoffs for the first time, and hopefully next year they can come back better than ever. And finally, rounding out the top 10 is Brad Keselowski. Pretty bittersweet day overall for Brad Keselowski. He gets a nice, solid top 10 finish, which is good, but it is his final race in the famous number 2 car, as he will be leaving the team after the season and joining Roush Fenway Racing as a co-owner. So it's really cool for him to get a top 10 in his final race with Team Penske. So definitely a pretty sad day overall for Brad Keselowski. I bet there's been a lot of emotions coming into this weekend, but a very good finish for him, getting a nice solid top 10 finish to end off the season and to end off his tenure with Team Penske. So I wish him the best with Jack Roush and Roush Fenway Racing being teammates with Chris Buescher, because I feel like Brad Keselowski's probably gonna have a good career, or finish off his career over there and see how he can do. But a great finish overall for Brad Keselowski, and it will be sad seeing him leave this 2 car, as now Austin Cindric will be in this car next season. And now it's time to rate the race. Final rating of the season. This was a pretty great race in my opinion, because this one, in my opinion, was better than the Phoenix race last year, because you couldn't tell who was going to win this championship right off the bat. I mean, just like last year you couldn't tell, but you couldn't tell this year, because Kyle Larson been really good at the 550 tracks. This is a 750 track, and of course Joe Gibbs Racing, especially like Mark Truex Jr., has been good at the 750 track. So you just could not tell. You really could not tell. At first I thought Elliott had a shot of winning the championship, and I thought Hamlin could. Like at one point I thought Elliott could win the championship. And at that one point, I thought Hamlin could win the championship if a caution hadn't come out. And at one point, I thought Truex could. I thought he might have gone around Larson. And Larson, you didn't know if he was going to win the championship. So definitely very good racing overall. I did enjoy this race. So if I had to rate this final race of the 2021 season, the final race for the Gen 6 car era, I would give it a nice, strong 9 out of 10. It was a very solid race. Phoenix is still, I'm not a big fan of Phoenix overall, because the race from earlier this year was terrible. So I do like Phoenix as a championship race. It was pretty good. I feel like this was definitely the best Phoenix race I've seen in a while, but I still love to see Homestead back as the championship race, but we'll just have to wait and see. But still, I rate it a 9 out of 10. Let me know what you guys would give it in the comment section below. So before we head to the drivers who I thought had a good and bad race, I just want to talk more about Kyle Larson. This is definitely a huge step for him. After having that suspension during the 2020 season, Kyle Larson comes back with Hendrick Motorsports, 10 wins in the season, and able to get the championship. Just an amazing, phenomenal season for Kyle Larson. A very dominating season. The 2021 season, they said it would be best season ever. It's definitely been one of the best seasons I've seen in NASCAR. So very cool season to see, and just can't wait for next season with the next gen car. A lot of changes. So final race in the Gen 6 car, but there are also some other changes that's coming in, and let me tell you guys about it. And a couple of them are Matt DiBenedetto is leaving Wood Brothers Racing, still unknown of where he will be next year. My predictions is the 22 Penske Xfinity Series ride. Ryan Newman, possibly his last race of his career. Don't know the future of him, but it looks like it may be retirement, or he just may be done racing full-time in the Cup Series. We'll have to see, but those are one of the changes. This right here isn't necessarily a change. I just want to say congrats to Chase Briscoe. I believe he has won the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series Rookie of the Year over Anthony Alfredo. So pretty cool achievement for Chase Briscoe, and hopefully we can see him do better in the Cup Series next year with the next gen car. Also, sorry to him for that big impact he took. Him and Anthony Alfredo, both rookies, were taken out of this race. So sucks for both of those guys, because I think Briscoe had contact from KFB. A couple of other changes I already talked about. Brad Keselowski replacing Ryan Newman will be in the 6th car for Jack Roush, and then also Ryan Blaney, his crew chief. Todd Gordon is leaving, and he'll have Matt DiBenedetto's crew chief, Jonathan Hassler. So some changes coming at Penske. Also Austin Cindric coming to the 2 car. So like I said, big changes coming for Team Penske in 2022. And then the final thing to talk about is the saddest one. Chip Ganassi Racing leaving after this season, shutting down operations, as Kurt Busch was able to get the last win for them at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and Chastain able to have a really great season in the 42 car. Unlike Matt Kenseth last year, but that doesn't matter, as right here Chastain will be joining Trackhouse Racing, the team that is replacing, or actually taking operations of Chip Ganassi Racing. So we have 99 car of Daniel Suarez for next season, and then the 42 car, or actually the 1 car of Ross Chastain next season. And then next up we have Kurt Busch, who will be joining 2311 Racing. He'll be teammates with Bubba Wallace. He'll be driving the number 45, but no charter yet for that 45 car, so big concerns right there. But still, big changes coming in for 2022, not only with the next gen car, but for race teams overall. And one more thing, Starcom Racing shutting down after this season. Last race for them in Quin Houff. So tragically, they did not have a good race. They wrecked out of the race pretty early, and they finished 37th in their final race. So really sucks for Starcom Racing. Their best driver overall was Landon Castle, so sucks to see that team go away, but we'll see if Quin Houff has any future plans in NASCAR overall. So right here, the drivers who I thought had a good race were Cole Custer and Ryan Preece. Cole Custer overall was able to get a nice solid 13th place finish, their best finish in a while, so congrats to them, and they were running really well. And then for Ryan Preece, final race in the 37 car, got a nice top 20 finish to end off the 37 car, so very decent finish for them, as those were the two drivers that I thought that had a good race. And here were the drivers that I thought had a bad race. William Byron, he was running really well at first, and then he finishes 17th, so not the best finish for him. So I'll say he's kind of neutral, but still not a good one for him. Next up, we have Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher gets 25th, his worst finish in a while, and he's been having a great last couple weeks, so that does suck to end the season off like that. Alfredo, just the round of 8 overall has been terrible for the 38 team, and I hate it for them and stuff, so I don't know what his future plans are. He may return in the 38 car, I'm not sure, but still, it sucks for his season to end like that. And also, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in that beautiful Honey Nut Cheerios paint scheme gets wrecked and stuff, and he finishes, I believe, in 36, so that does suck for him. Bubba Wallace, him and Corey LaJoy had their thing. Corey LaJoy, I don't know if it was either Corey LaJoy got up into Bubba Wallace or Bubba Wallace came down on him. Either way, Bubba Wallace was not happy with Corey LaJoy, and I know these two are friends, so hopefully they make up and stuff. But yeah, it does suck for both of them, as Bubba Wallace finishes dead last in this race, gets 39th, and then Corey LaJoy had some damage, finishes 32nd. And those are the drivers that I thought had a bad race for the final race of 2021. And so that will do it. That concludes our 2021 NASCAR Cup Series season. It was a really great season. Enjoyed all of it, all the races I was able to watch. It was very cool indeed. Congrats to Kyle Larson once again for winning the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series Championship. We'll see in 2022 if Kyle Larson can defend his title and that all-new high-powered next-gen car. Should be very cool. Can't wait for the LA Clash in the Coliseum. Should be really fun. That will be coming up in February. Of course, I'll have a review for that. I'll still have some videos coming up during this off season, guys, so don't worry about that. But that's gonna do it for me. Of course, that's gonna do it. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I just made a video for my gaming channel yesterday, so go check that out. Link in the description. Go subscribe over there. If you want to follow me on Instagram, link will be in the description. And subscribe to this channel. That would mean a lot. So that's gonna do it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Not NRR, next video, and have a great rest of your night. This is NASCAR Mobile 48 and NRR for 2021. Peace out.